So augmented reality is probably best explained through an example that most people know, Pokemon Go, where you take real infrastructure and you overlay it with information and data. Taking that to the next step is virtual reality, where you create an immersive experience for people where they feel like they're actually in that new world. We're actually working on an extended reality that takes the best of virtual and augmented and puts it all together to allow people to really understand what new infrastructure is going to look and feel like, how it will operate, and how they'll be able to interact with it. Augmented and virtual reality really allows for clients to fully immerse themselves in a digital world where they can see what assets look and feel like before they're even built. GHD Digital is working with the community to give people that opportunity to have their say as to what the infrastructure is going to look and feel like and how it will operate from their perspective. So it's giving them the power to understand what that infrastructure will be for the future. GHD Digital brings with it the strength of 90 years of working in infrastructure, combines that with the clients that we're working on in both the government and private sector to bring the best technologies around the world and apply that in a virtual and augmented sense to show what new infrastructure can be in the future. Australia is already very well positioned to take up the technology. In fact, if you turn on the news, you'll see it most nights on TV. Where we can take it next, though, is greater involvement with the community, allowing more people to have their say about new infrastructure by involving them in that virtual world. AR and VR really can help in terms of improving productivity and most importantly safety with workers who are involved with infrastructure. Probably the best way to describe that is a working example. We've been working within GHD Digital with the Queensland Police Service and also the Fire and Emergency Services to provide their teams with virtual simulators that put them inside events such as natural disasters, sieges, major public disturbances, and allow them to feel what that's like and to experience it before they have to go out and do it in the real world. AR and VR really does enable a lot more stakeholders to come to the party to be collaborative in terms of how future infrastructure will work. It used to be the designers that would look at that, but nowadays we'll get operators in the room, all state and federal government agencies that are pertinent to it. We'll look at first responders who might have to engage in the environment. We'll look at the community being involved so that everyone can have their say in what the infrastructure is going to look like for the future. One of the really exciting things there is that we can be interactive now in that experience. They can have their say and we can show them in real time what it looks like when we change the design to fit their vision of a better future. AR and VR really has changed the conversation with how the community can provide feedback on new infrastructure projects. A great for instance is the way that we go about environmental impact statements. Typically you would receive a number of phone books of information to have to digest to understand what a new project looked and felt like. Nowadays with the 3D model we can show the public exactly what that feels like, get their feedback and then instantly be able to show them what changes might look like as they provide their comments to us. The future of work in Australia is a really important consideration for people coming through school and university at the moment. There are a complete new set of skills that are going to be required into the future around everything digital. AR and VR is a great example of that. We're taking on a lot of new employees as an employer of choice, where people have skills like programming, modelling and 3D skills that most would consider pertinent to the gaming industry. Being an engineering industry working with infrastructure, those new skills are absolutely imperative for what we see going forward. And it's not just 3D, it's 4D and 5D starting to become required so that you can design the infrastructure of the future.